What is prepping? The Manila Sentinel has been on YouTube for over a decade, and yet I've never really discussed the topic of prepping. And this comes after I've concluded my participation at the Pinoy Prepper Bazaar 2023. Na-notice ko in that event that despite all the attractions, people were generally not that interested in prepping. So maybe this time I should finally define or give my rough definition of what prepping is all about. Kumpleto pa yung sound effects natin. Prepping, sa pagkakaalam ko, came about in the early 2000s, prepping as a term. Of course, people were practicing some sort of preparation or prepping long before that. In fact, in the 1980s, which dun ko lang din realize or dun ako napukaw sa mundo ng prepping, it was known as survivalism. Now, in a general sense, what is survivalism? Back then, merong mga tao na naisip nila na at some point in the future, something big or a major disaster is about to happen. At the time, in the 1980s, it was the threat of nuclear war. So, yun yung pinaka-ugat ng tinatawag nating survivalism. So, people had to find a way na if ever matuloy ang isang nuclear war between the superpowers at the time and society finally collapses, walang makain, walang tubig, and there will be violence and anarchy on the streets, then sila, bilang survivalists, will somehow prevail. So, dito na nauso yung mga bomb shelter, yung mga bunker, yung mga bug-out location. So, long before the term prepping was coined, people were already into it. Yun nga lang, hindi pa prepping ang tawag sa kanya. Now, prepping as we know it today is a lifestyle that people practice. So, kumbaga yung mga second generation ng mga survivalists, ito na yung mga tinatawag nating mga preppers. Basically, nandun pa yung core idea, but people decided na dagdagan pa yung konsepto. Back in the time of the survivalists, regular people, ang tingin nila sa mga yon, mga abnormal, mga paranoid, thinking that these people are waiting for the world to end or the end of the world as we know it. Hanggang sa ngayon naman ganun pa rin ang tingin ng mga tao. Medyo kakaiba or katawa-tawa. If you see someone building an underground shelter, nag-iimbak ng pagkain, nag-iimbak ng tubig, etc. etc. Ang Pilipino, in a general sense, hindi kasi sila ganun. Ang attitude ng Pilipino, magkaroon man ng bagyo, sabihin nila, taon-taon naman nagkakaroon ng bagyo dito hindi naman kami apektado. And then what happens pag tumama? For example, this is the 14th anniversary of Typhoon Ondoy. Ano nangyari doon sa mga tao? Sabi nila, hindi naman kami binabahan ng ganyan Pero lumalangoy na sila. Ngayon lang kami nakaranas ng ganito. In a general sense, mahirap ibenta ang konsepto ng prepping sa mga Pilipino because we're so used to the bahala na attitude. So, bahala na. May darating na bagyo, bahala na. May tumama na lindol, bahala na, etc. etc. So, medyo wala tayong anticipation, medyo delayed yung response natin pagdating sa mga disasters. For example, Yolanda, ilang araw bago dumating ang tulong from Manila to the provinces. Now, the term prepper, I believe, refers to three categories of people. There are the preppers themselves, there are the survivalists, and there are the readiness practitioners. Now, later, i-define natin kung ano yung tatlo na yon. Let's talk about topics related to prepping. Andyan na yung EDC, Everyday Carry, which refers to the cool toys and gadgets na meron ang mga preppers in general. There are the life skills. There's medical training, there's primitive tools and techniques, there is self-defense and farming, hydroponics, self-generated power, etc. etc. Maraming topics yan. But if you hear about those things, particularly EDC, self-defense, medical training, homesteading, yan, sigurado kayo na lahat yan is related to prepping. Now, how does one become a prepper? Based on my observation with people who get into prepping, the first thing that happens is a catalyst. Ano ang catalyst? This might be a man-made or natural disaster na naapektuhan sila. At dahil naapektuhan sila, bigla nilang marirealize, uy, kailangan ko na palang maghanda for the next major event. Next would be the peer influence. Meron kang mamimit na isang tao who's into prepping and naturally, mahahawa ka na. So, peer influence. And number 3, which is a category I might fall into, is a natural curiosity. Kasi natatandaan ko ever since my Boy Scout years, and this was back in 1980 when I first joined the Boy Scouts, naisip ko na, napukaw na yung kaisipan ko that time, na maganda palang maging handa. Kasi nga, yun ang Boy Scout motto, laging handa. But I had to take the concept a little further. That's when I became conscious about skills and tools and how to influence other people. Those are the 3 major reasons why a person gets into prepping. Kadalasan sa ating mga Pilipino, yung catalyst, meron laging catalyst. Like some preppers I talked to, sabi nila na yung Typhoon Ondoy or yung 1990 earthquake, yun ang nagsimula sa kanila sa mundo ng prepping. Now, let's talk about the progression. So, ikaw ay na-impluensyahan na, nahawa ka na, prepper ka na. Ano yung stages? Of course, the first stage is becoming a prepper. So, nagkaroon ka na ng awareness. Meron ng isang event na nakapukaw sa iyong kaisipan. Then, therefore, meron ka ng awareness. So, yun ang first stage. That's the prepper part. Mainit ka pa, magbibili ka ng gamit, you try to attend all the classes, and you're into it, pero mostly, yung wallet mo ang bukas. So, uy, ganda, cool gadget, bili. So, yan yung first stage. Wala tayong magagawa. Lahat tayo magdadaan sa ganun. The next stage in the progression is becoming a survivalist. So, you already have the toys. You already have the knowledge. After that comes the realization that your existence or mankind's existence is in imminent danger. So, medyo mas advanced na yung level ng pagiging prepper mo. Tama na yung pagbili, magko-concentrate ka na ngayon sa skills training. So, siseryosohin mo na yung medical skills mo. Siseryosohin mo na yung self-defense. Seryosohin mo na yung survival, yung primitive tools and techniques. So, it's one notch higher. And the skills that you get interested in will not be those of the prepper level. Medyo level up ka na eh. Pero, ang pinaka-highest level is readiness. Dito, meron ka ng tools, meron ka ng skills. But, above all that is your willingness to take deliberate action. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Palagi kong binabalikan yung example ng nurse na nakasama ko. Trained sa CPR, lisensyado. Pero nung ako ay nag-CPR, wala siyang nagawa dahil takot siya. So it's different when you train. When you train with a dummy, okay lang. Pero kung totoong tao na yung naandun, I've seen a lot of people freeze. Talagang tulala sila. And it doesn't matter kung preparado ka, it doesn't matter kung lisensyado ka, marami kang alam. Pag hindi ka handa, pag hindi ka committed na gawin ang dapat mong gawin, forget it. What does it take to be an effective prepper? So, napag-usapan na natin how do you become one. Napag-usapan na natin yung classifications, categories ng pagiging prepper. How does one become an effective prepper? Kasi maaring nag-concentrate ka lang sa toys, maaring nag-concentrate ka lang sa knowledge. Pero, pagdating na pagkakataon, wala kang magawa. So, first step is to accept your circumstances. Marami dyan, when something happens, nagtatanong sila, mali yung timing ng tanong nila. Ang tanong nila palagi, why is this happening to me? Or, is this for real? Yun yung mga tanong ng hindi pa handa. Meron pa sa kanilang disbelief. So, one way of taking out that disbelief is to first accept your circumstances. That something is going on, and those are the cards that you're dealt with. Time to act. So, the first step is to accept your circumstances. Tanggalin nyo na yung disbelief kasi nandyan na eh, nangyayari na. The second step is to embrace discomfort. This is very important kasi marami sa atin na gumagawa ng preparasyon but still disregarding the fact na meron pang kuryente, meron pang running water, meron pang internet, may TV na napapanood, may grocery na napupuntahan, may whatever. Diba? Kumbaga, nagpe-prep sila pero in a perfect world and therefore they will prepare under perfect circumstances. For example, pag nagkakaroon ng shake drill, inoorasan pa yan, di ba? Kunwari, it took us X number of minutes to get from the headquarters to respond to whatever emergency. Pero hindi yun realistic. Why? Because pag nagkaroon ng totoong earthquake, pag dumating yung totoong biguan sa Maynila, wala nang aandar na sasakyan at wala nang mapupuntahan ng mga sasakyan. Bako-bako na yan. Buildings will have crumbled. And that's the ugly reality of things. If you live in a condominium, I'm sorry, there's no way that you're going to get out of it successfully. There's no foreseeable way na makababa kayo from your condominium. And even kung makababa kayo ng condominium nyo, saan kayo pupunta? 'Di ba? Kasi pag nakalabas kayo, yung buong condominium naman ang babagsak sa inyo. So, seriously speaking, medyo mag-isip-isip na kayo kung nakatira kayo sa high-rise. Embrace discomfort. Imagine niyo na wala ng ilaw, wala ng tubig, walang mabilhan na McDonald's sa madaling araw. So, mano ba namang magtiis kayo ng konting gutom, maglakad kayo ng mga 2-3 kanto, imbes na sasakay ng tricycle, imbes na mag-jeep, imbes na magdadala ng sasakyan or motor. That's embracing discomfort. Yung medyo mamatay yung aircon, mag-electric fan lang, mabilad sa araw ng kaunti. You have to be able to withstand all of those minor inconveniences bago nyo masabing prepper kayo. Kasi pagdating ng pagkakataon, if anything happens, wala nang kuryente, walang tubig, walang internet. So stop being dependent on your Android and smartphones. Forget it. All of that will go down the toilet. Third step, ito yung pinaka-importante. Act with conviction. Ibig sabihin, parang yung example ko sa CPR, hindi na ako nag-isip. Kumbaga yung time para mag-isip, tapos na. Something happened. I had to do my compressions. I had to perform CPR. Diretso na. Kilos na kagad. Hindi yung sa dami ng alam mo, nire-recall mo pa anong una mong gagawin, anong pangalawang gagawin, anong pangatlong gagawin, 'di ba? Wala na. Snap of a finger, you do it. Doesn't matter kung training ka ng training sa firearms, pero pagdating na kailangan mong bumunot at pumutok, hindi mo pala kayang gawin. So, yun yung sinasabi nating act with conviction. Napaka-importante niyan. And lastly, how does prepping become effective? Kasi, let's face it, hindi tayo si I Am Legend, hindi tayo si Will Smith. Mahirap gawin yung ginawa niya. Mahirap din gawin yung The Book of Eli. Mahirap mabuhay na mag-isa lang. So, for prepping to be effective, efficient, expedient, you need, again, 3 things. Yung tinatawag kong the trinity of prepping. Number 1 is the knowledge. Learn what you can, study what you can. Mag-attend kayo ng mga prepper bazaar, mag-attend kayo ng mga tax expo, ayan, libreng plugging. Because dito, we discuss, I'm one of the speakers, so we discuss topics related to the world of prepping. So, gain knowledge. Tama na yung pagti-TikTok, tama na yung pagpe-Facebook. Number 2 is to acquire the tools. So, you have the knowledge, you have the tools, and finally, you must influence the community. So, yan yung trinity. The knowledge, the tools, and the community. Kasi, hindi ka pwedeng mag-isa lang. Babagsak ka. How do you pull security on your, let's say, bug out location, on your property? Mag-isa mo lang, di ba? Hindi mo kayang i-defend yung sarili mong homestead kung mag-isa ka lang. Hindi mo kayang mabuhay na mag-isa lang. And that's the reality of things. So build the community while there's still a chance to build the community. Again, if you only have the community and the knowledge but you don't have the tools, again, it doesn't work. If you only have the community and you have the tools but without the knowledge, again, it doesn't work. So kailangan, buo yan tatlo na yan. Knowledge, tools, community. Remember those 3. So that's been my short primer on prepping. Sana may natutunan kayo. And if ever we meet each other on the street or in an event, I would be more than happy to assist you in your prepping journey. Wala namang problema din. Napaka-friendly na mga kaibigan nating preppers. So they're more than willing to help you out with knowledge, with the tools, and hopefully building that community as we in the Prepper Bazaar have been doing since 2015. So, 8 years na rin yung community na yon going strong. Although, tingin ko pwede pang mas lumaki yung network. But just the same, I hope to see you guys on the next Prepper Bazaar or the next Tax Expo happening in November of this year. I'll do my best to be there. I'll do my best to help you out. And if you see me, come drop by, say hi, and who knows, diba? But that's been the long and the short of it. This has been Ab Sabando for Manila Sentinel. Raw, get into prepping now.